Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-January 2023 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insights as to the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Prince of Arrows. So this is actually a Gemini energy, and to me this says that you guys, if we even look at the artwork in the card, it actually has the name Cupid on it. There we go. So could just be saying that you might have actually been the one to express feelings to this person in the past. Could have been through social media, something along those lines, right? Because Gemini tend to think of technology with communication as well. But yeah, looks like in the past you might have been the first one to express feelings in the connection. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Devil. So this could just be saying that they might have been more open as far as the passionate side of things, right? So as far as more of an emotional attachment, you might have felt like that was lacking with this person. So you might have been a bit disappointed that you might have expressed feelings to this person, and they might have given you an impression that for them it was just more of a physical connection, right? And it wasn't really much of an emotional attachment at the time. For others, you could just be saying that this person could just like the spotlight on them, right? So they would be someone who would take a lot, but they wouldn't necessarily give a lot. Okay, present energy on your side, we have the Two of Arrows. So, given what we were just talking about in the past, this could just be saying that now you might be reconsidering if you could actually see yourself moving forward with this connection or not. Right now, it could just also be saying that you might be getting some signs and synchronicities around the connection, possibly while even dreaming, or you might hear something on the radio or see something on TV or whatever that might make you think of this person. But yeah, I feel like this is you trying to figure out what your next step should be. Right now that you have opened up, now that you have expressed your feelings and you see what they gave in return, you could just be considering if you want to continue the connection or not. All right, and present energy on their side, we have Strength. So yeah, to me, this represents them just wanting to bring passion into the connection again, right? So like I said, that seems to be their focus at this time, where in some cards, the Strength card is even referred to as lust. So it could just be one of those things where if we look at the statue there, right, it could just be saying that they have a realization that you might have cut off your passion around the connection due to what took place in the past, but it feels like they're still trying to bring it back into the connection at this time. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Prince of Coins. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, and to me, what this says more than anything is that it looks like you will at least still try to discuss with them, hey, if we're going to go any further, I need this to be something more of a stable commitment, right? So on the one hand, I feel like it could be saying you won't necessarily have a ton of faith that it'll go the way you want, but you might, because you feel like you can't stop thinking about the connection, you might feel like, okay, well, I have to at least say something, right, to find out one way or the other if this connection can move forward or not. So that could be the position you find yourself in. For some of you, given that this is Virgo energy, it could just be saying that might take place around the Virgo full moon during your season. All right, and the future energy on their side, we have a couple cards. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, and the Ace of Pentacles. So seeing these two cards together, a pretty big contrast in energy. And given that we also see the Pentacle energy on your side in the future, what I'm primarily getting from this is that I feel like this is them, given what took place in the past, right, and given that it looks like you withdrew from the connection to figure out if you wanted to proceed or not, they might have been under the impression that the connection was actually over. But then, like I said, when it looks like you might have that conversation with them around, hey, if we're going to go any further, I need to see some form of stability here. I feel like this is saying that they actually will be happy to hear that and open to it, right? So it could just be one of those things that through you withdrawing from the connection, that might actually help them realize that they weren't valuing the connection enough in the past. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have Triumph. So yeah, this represents the World card. So it could just be one of those things where you might finally find yourselves on the same page, right? But don't get me wrong, like we talked about there, it looked like it might have taken a while to do so, but it looks like there's at least that potential for you guys to get there. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Empress. So yeah, this to me could be another indicator of what I was saying in the past, where I referring to the devil energy, where they might have been someone who just was accustomed to receiving and not necessarily giving, right? So, given what happened in the situation, they might actually shed some light on that for them and make them realize that, okay, maybe I need to actually give back in the connections that I'm receiving. All right, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, we see we get the Knock Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. Initially, I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while and anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull cards that way. But we'll see what comes up. All right, and got one there. And next, we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and got one there. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have listen. It says, I'm telling you the truth. You can trust my words. Interesting to see that there because I don't necessarily see anything that would have pointed to doubt on your side as far as anything you expressed, right? But if anything, maybe that's more of this ultimatum energy that I feel for you guys in the future, right? Where you're like, okay, I can't shake thinking about this person, but I'm not sure I could take them seriously. So this could be when you might come forward and say, look, if we're going to move forward, I can't just have it be this passionate, casual thing. I need something more formal, right? So they might try to sweep that under the rug initially, and then that could be where you kind of dig your feet in and say, well, look, either it's going to be that or nothing, right? So that's what I see with that. And then on their side, we have space. Okay, it says I need to take a step back because I'm still trying to figure out what I want. So yeah, that makes sense there too, right? Where, like I said, it looks like initially they're just trying to keep this as a passionate, casual connection, and then there could be a bit of a separation there. So let's say when you do express yourselves to them, given that we see this card now, this could actually represent a little bit of a passage of time, right? Where initially when you express that to them, they might feel like, well, I don't know if we can make something happen, right? But then with a little bit of time passing, they might feel like, okay, well, maybe actually I would like to pursue this as something more serious. So, and then, like I said, as far as the timeline goes, if that's the case, if this starts to take place now, it might take until we get closer to the full moon in Virgo during Pisces season for you guys to actually see this fully come together. But hopefully that resonated. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card for general advice to wrap everything up with. All right, and I got one there. So let's see what you got. Okay, we have TikTok. There's the artwork, and the number is 30. So let's see what this has to say. Okay, the relationship message says love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. So yeah, definitely a pretty good message there. As far as, like I said, there could be a bit of a time lapse as far as when you come forward and express like, hey, I'm not really comfortable continuing with this being more of a casual thing. I want it to be more of a formal commitment, right? Like I said, they could go through a bit of a death process there, feeling like, okay, can I move forward with this? But it looks like with a little bit of time with that Ace of Pentacles energy, they would actually want to move this forward to something more serious. So hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month.